get it! And today we're gonna look at my investment portfolio as a 23-year-old.
Just look in the mirror, don't know what to say, but I'm happy the man I is.
Now I want to preface this by saying I am no means a financial advisor. I'm fresh out of college. I graduated this past December. My major was political science, nowhere near the finance world. So I just want to preface this that I'm not a financial advisor. Don't sue me if you're trying to take my word as gospel, because it's far from gospel. So as I mentioned, I'm fresh out of college, so you can imagine my funds are definitely not in the surplus. I definitely don't have 4, 5, 6 figures laying around that you can play around with and mess around with the investment in different things, from stocks and bonds and ETFs and retirement funds, Roth IRAs, etc., etc., etc. This is some of the things I've done the past year, especially in 2020. One of my goals for 2020 is to do more investments into my life, my long-term, some financial investments, whether it be stocks, bonds, ETFs, and Roth IRAs, etc., etc. I took it upon myself to take the initiative to look at certain things that can further myself, and so 20, 30, 40 years from now, when I plan to retire, I got a lot of money left in the bank, a lot of money left around somewhere to carry on my life until eventual death. So these are just some of my things I've done in the last year, what I'm going to continue to do in 2021 and onwards per se. So one of the first things I've done was get into stocks. We always heard about stocks growing up. Oh, you can invest in stocks, invest in stocks of Nike, Apple, etc., etc. So I decided I had enough money to put aside and just play around with this. What I mentioned with investments like this, especially with the stocks. I imagine if you got any money left over that's just chilling in the bank, in the savings account, not doing anything, not growing at all, and in the bank again, the savings account, because the interest rates are so low, why not just throw into a stock where you can grow it exponentially months and yearly long? That's what I think about when I think of stocks. I think of short-term to mid-long-term investment. So what I'm thinking is like a few months up to like maybe 2 to 3 years. That's what I think about. So the investment app I use is Robinhood. So let me screen record real quick. Head on over into Robinhood. My first initial investment in Robinhood started off $100, I believe, in July of 2020. That's when I first started using Robinhood. First $100, easy to start off with. And I'm like, I just played around. I had my first initial investments were like Tesla, because Tesla was banging at that point. Apple, Netflix, I had Spotify. They were all small percentages, not a full stock. It was like quarter here, a half there. If you look at my Tesla stock right now, I have 0.07 of a share. That's from my initial investment. I've never gone any higher. Granted, I did make some little bit of money from it. Let's see how much I made from it. I made $41, and that's 0.07. When I think when I first started, it was like $300 when I first invested into the stock. That's how much a total share was, but it's already almost 900 now. Tesla stock has been crazy this year. If you investing in Tesla in December of 2019, you're a 6-figure person right now in terms of income. But I started off with $100, nice and simple, and as time going on, I put in another 100, put another 200. So far, out of my checking account, every time it's the first of the month, $50 automatically gets deposited from my checking account into this account. So I have 108 to just play around with right now. And some of the stocks I'm looking at, in case you want to know, I'm looking at SunPower. SunPower has been growing up a lot. I'm looking at Plug Power. Plug Power has been blowing up, especially this past month, $28. I wanted to invest in it when it was like around 50, but when I tried to purchase it, for some reason it didn't go through. So it's like, whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, so far I've been investing to Robinhood for about 7 months now, and I've earned $207 upon, I think it's somewhere around a little over $600 I put into it. So I made some money. It's not a lot. And obviously, the bigger the shares, like if you want to go and invest in Amazon, you got $3,000 just laying around the bank account. You get a share in Amazon, but I don't have that much money. I'm fresh out of college. I don't have a lot of money to go around and spend. This is all the money I've earned this past year from part-time work at a restaurant, and also from like my freelance work in photography, filmmaking. So I just put a little money in here every little bit in a month, and I just look around, see what I'm going to invest in. And if in case you want to know, these are my shares right here. HL was the first stock I got, because like when you sign up for Robinhood, you get a free stock. So that's the first one. I got 1.25 share of Apple. Apple is one of those things that's going to be, it's going to continue to grow over time. And I got all the other ones I have 2 shares of. These are like small companies that are just going to rise over the years, and eventually maybe I'll sell off at one point. But when it comes to stocks like this, stocks like from Robinhood and other apps, these are the investments I think of from 1 to 3 years or so. Very short term, just hold on for a while and just sell like at its high as whatever I think it's going to be high. If it start plummeting, that's when you know it's time to sell. So now let's move on to the long term. This is like 5 to like until you die. So the app I use is N1 Finance. This app is what I use for, yes, use Face ID. This is the app I use for ETFs, Vanguard, brokerages, stuff like that. Stuff that's very long term. And so I only put in $100. I just started off this year. I meant to start off late last year, but I waited until after I graduated. So put in $100. As you can see, it's pending, so it hasn't gone through. It's coming through. So it was coming through soon. So I got in Vanguard ETF is 20% with the $100, so it's gonna be $20. Tesla is $13. Berkshire Hathaway, good old Warren Buffett, can't go wrong with that. 15%. I got 13% in other things, Alibaba, Google, Amazon. So it's like, these are the companies I know is going to continue to flourish in years and years and years to come. This is something I'm probably going to do the same, put $50 in every month and let it just do its own thing. This is something I'm not monitoring at all. Robinhood, I'm going to be monitoring all day, not all day, every day. I'm going to monitor. I check my Robinhood every week, every Monday. I just do a checkup, see what stocks are rising and stuff like that. So this one is going to be for my ETFs. Everything that's very, very long term, I'm not going to touch. I may look at like every 3-6 months or so just to see how things are going, see what I can invest in, what it seems to be popular. So yeah, those are my ETFs and stuff. Those are the things I'm doing long term, so like 5 to 10 years or so, just to see where it goes. I want to start doing in 2021. As you can see, I don't have any Roth IRAs and stuff like that. That's something I gotta research more and more into. I'm fresh out of college. I don't have too much knowledge. I don't even have a full-time job straight out of college. So once I get figure out my long term, I say for the next 1 to 2 years, I'm gonna definitely look into Roth IRAs, retirement funds, etc., etc. Because the thing is, you want to start now. If you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 like I am, if you're a very young age, you want to start now, start investing now, even if it's little, even if it's $50, $100 like I'm doing now. When you start now, it's better off when you start when you're 30, you're 40, 45, when you have more money, but you still want to make it small investments. It doesn't equate if you start very early now. So I want to implore you to start early, start now, especially if you're a young age. I'm on 23, I'm not a financial advisor at all. I didn't go to school for finance. It's just something I've learned, something I've watched from. If you want to learn from more finances from people that's more professional than I am, you can learn from Stephen Graham, you can learn from Andre Jick, and other people like that for finance channels. Those are more people that dedicate their lives to talk about money, talk about finance. It's just something I've done as a college student, former college student, fresh out of college, graduated. And tell me what your investment plans for 2021 in the future, and let's make some money out here. So if you like the video, please like the video. I got more content like this always coming soon, so please subscribe. Let's see you next video. Peace.